We want to talk about vibration. We want to talk about law of attraction. We want to talk about momentum. We want to talk about your guidance system. And we want you to leave this gathering all full of yourself, determined that you're going to do the thing, the only thing that matters, which is tend to your vibrational atmosphere. Do whatever it takes to get yourself in that good feeling place where you are allowing what you want to flow in. But here's the piece. Here's the piece that if you can hear this, you're going to live happily ever after. It's not just creating the atmosphere that allows it to turn from thoughts to things, because that's you focused upon the outcome, isn't it? Oh yeah, if I can get that outcome, I'm willing to do it. We want you to take your eye off the manifested outcome just for a little while. That manifested, park it in the garage, put it in your bed, put it in the bank manifestation that you're looking for. We want you to step away from that big time manifested outcome that you're looking for and focus upon an easy to achieve in this moment manifested outcome of, that thought just feels good. Because the emotion that you feel when you accomplish this atmosphere that is conducive to allowing your desires to flow seamlessly, non-resisted into your reality, feels so good as it's happening. It's the emotion we want you to go for, because the emotion you can accomplish now. The other outcome is going to take a little bit more momentum. And when you're looking for the big outcome, we love you so much, you know what's coming next, you usually peter out. You usually don't maintain your stance. If you say, I'll be happy, and a lot of you do, I'll be happy when I move into my dream house, and I'll be happy when I find my lover, and I'll be happy when I get enough money, I'll be happy when the kids leave home. I'll be happy, I'll be happy, I'll be happy when, and we say, you're holding yourself in a place of suspended not happiness if your happiness is dependent upon those conditions. So you've been hearing people talk about unconditional love for a long time, but hardly anybody gets it. Most everybody's living a very conditional love. I'll be happy, I'll feel love, I'll feel good, I'll feel alignment when that condition has manifested. And we say, that is so backwards. If you need the condition before you can feel good, then what are you going to do about the conditions that haven't yet manifested? You've got to find a way to unconditionally feel good. You've got to find a way to unconditionally feel good. So, we're eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. There is nothing that is off limits here. It is our absolute expectation that there will be a big time vibrational energy adjustment for each of you, if you want it. In other words, that's what happens in these forums, because we stand in a place of vibrational alignment with who you really are. And in this atmosphere, it's really conducive to you finding the atmosphere that puts you in that state of allowing that movement from vibration into reality. And do you sort of get it, that it's a realizing thing? That it's a realizing thing? It's a timing thing. It's being in the right place at the right time, which is a realizing thing. In other words, if you get an impulse to go somewhere and you hold back because of some responsibility that you feel about something else, so you don't go, that's not good timing. But if you feel a passion, compelling desire to move in the direction of something and you go, you will rendezvous with all that you were feeling as you felt that compelling, passionate impulse to go. So we're talking about vibration, blah, 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 blah. We know how you feel about that. And we're talking about law of attraction. Law of attraction, important to understand when you're talking about vibration. Blah, 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 blah. You know about law of attraction. Tired of talking about law of attraction and vibration. But now we are talking about vibration and law of attraction and momentum. Esther standing at the top of the hill in San Francisco looking down. She can't believe cars actually drive on those hills. Imagine your car's perched up there. You take it out of gear, the parking brakes off, and you say, I wonder what would happen if I just bumped this car just a little bit. Wonder what would happen. Well, you don't wonder very long because you know what would happen, because you know about gravity. You know about the momentum in gravity, don't you? So you bump it a little and it starts to move, and then you think, oh, wait, never mind. And you stand right out in front of it and you let it bump up against you, and it stops right there. Easy to stop momentum in the early stages, isn't it? But you wouldn't want to be down there at the bottom of that hill trying to, never mind, I didn't mean it. Because once momentum gets going, manifestation ensues in a way that your scientists and your doctors and your statisticians and all of you who are aware of reality, as you call it, you say, oh, that momentum makes this unstoppable. And we say, well, really, there is no momentum that is not changeable. But it is so much easier to do it in the early subtle stages than it is after momentum ensues. So we've done a pretty good job here today, just now, of convincing you that your work is the art of allowing yourself a frequency that allows what you've asked for to flow easily into your experience in perfect timing, so that the path is just unfolding and unfolding. And people will be watching you and they'll say, oh, what's going on with you? You feel like you got something good going on. You're feeling ease or something. It's like you're not worried about anything anymore. And you say and really mean, there is nothing for me ever to worry about, ever, because things are always working out for me. They always have been, but now they really are because I'm out of my own way. Well, what do you mean? They'll say, well, it's a long story. Well, tell it to me. Well, there's this law. It's called law of attraction. Right. And so we talked to you about law of attraction. We told you it was a powerful law. And we said to you, you get what you think about whether you want it or not. And we said to you, you can tell by the way you feel whether what you are thinking about is what you want or whether it is the absence of what you want. And then we began to explain to you that there is a vibrational reality that is the precursor of all manifested reality. It's the vibrational version. It's the version you practice in your mind. It's the version that you practice through living of life. It's a vibrational version. You are spinning off this vortex of powerful positive creation. Because when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. If you're rude, you want to be nice. If someone is rude, you want them to be nice. If you have not enough of something, you want it. The contrast helps you launch these rockets all day, every day. And we want you to understand that there's a vibrational version of what you desire that is a reality. It is a vibrational reality. That the source within you, that non-physical part of you, that part of you that remains non-physical, that continuous, eternal, non-physical part of you that stands in non-physical support of everything that you are, that non-physical part of you stands with that vibrational reality that you have crafted, in part before you even came into this physical body, because there was certainly a trajectory, who stands now as the further culmination of everything that you have asked for, everything that you have singularly or collectively asked for. There is a vibrational reality about your world, the likes of which humans have not yet seen, but you have the potential of seeing. Any one of you, as you begin to stop doing that thing you do that holds you in resistance to this vibrational reality, and therefore begin to allow yourself to be a vibrational match to your own vibrational vortex of creation. Now, if you've been listening to us for a while, you heard all of that. In fact, you've heard it and heard it and heard it. There was a book written, a New York Times best-selling book, on every one of those topics that we just talked about. And the most recent one was the vortex. The vortex. We said to you, get in the vortex, get in the vortex, do your best to get in the vortex, get in the vortex, get in the vortex, get in the vortex. And finally you said, how? You've convinced me that I want to be there. You've convinced me that it's the place to be. You've convinced me that when I am there, good things happen to me, but I'm not that sure how to get in. And we say, you do it by finding thoughts that feel good and practicing them until they are your chronic pattern. That's how you maintain that. When you think a thought, law of attraction brings you another one like it. If you think that thought for 17 seconds. And you begin to feel the momentum of that thought. Think another thought, hold that thought there. Another thought joins it, and another, until you have substantial momentum. And when you hold those thoughts about what you want without the contradictory thought of where is it, when's it going to come, I don't know how this is going to work out. When you aren't doing that, but you are just focused upon what you want, and we'll talk a lot today about how to accomplish that, then your thoughts proceed with law of attraction's help in an unwavering, unwobbling fashion. But if you think about what you want a little, and then you notice that it isn't there, while you're not thinking both of those thoughts at the same time because you can't, you're pretty fast at the way you think. I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but. So I want it, but you are introducing into your habit of thought, into your atmosphere that you are creating, what we are wanting to call the wobble factor. I want it, but little wobble in the early stages of little desires. Sort of kind of want that, and I sort of kind of don't believe it, and there's sort of kind of a little wobble here. But if you want it and doubt it a little, and want it and doubt it a little, and want it and doubt it a little, and want it and doubt it, pretty soon those thoughts have grown in your habit of thought, and now you've got a big time wobble going on, don't you? That big time wobble going on is the one that we're talking about, that then it takes so much effort. You try so hard. You really, really want to create your own reality. We know that you do. But we want to show you how to do it in a much easier fashion. We want to show you how to take the wobble out early on. We want to help you to understand what unconditional love, what unconditional alignment, unconditional wobble freeness really is all about. It's about focus, but it's about focusing and feeling. And it's about finding a way to stop beating up on yourself for what's not done. It's about not beating up on anybody else for whatever's going on too. It's about caring so much about your stability, about your alignment with who you are. So then we've moved a little beyond in explanation as we now have you convinced, say yes or don't. Coercion is so satisfying and flies in the face of everything we know about law of attraction. So your vortex of creation is moving and gathering, and the source within you is there with it. And everything is queued up for your realization. But what does it take for you to be in a place where you realize, and by realize, we don't just mean you sort of see it in your mind. We mean you fully realize it. How does it move from a vibrational reality where you can feel it and sense it and be glad for it? And oh, that's a wonderful state of being. We want you all there all the time. But how does it move from that vibrational reality where you sense it, where you trust it, where you have faith about it, and where you can now see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it in a way that others can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it? How does it move from that vibrational reality that you are conjuring and creating all day, every day, into what you want to call real life experience? And that really is what the subject of the art of allowing is. It's really what the subject of understanding your point of attraction is. It's really about what the subject of waking up in the morning and realizing that while you slept, your momentum subsided. Ooh, so good to know. Most of you don't receive the benefit of that subsided momentum because when you wake up, you pick up the subjects where they were yesterday and start talking about them again right away. Tweet, 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 tweet. Blog. Let's see, who can I call that hates that guy as much as I do? We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can describe. And from our perspective, which is all-knowing, we pronounce this the best of every subject that we talked about here today. You are powerful creators, and life is supposed to be good for you. And it is our absolute expectation that the evidence of that pushing the reset button is as soon for you as right now. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly, eternally in the vortex.